Alright everyone, it's time for something that's a little bit funny just because it's just kind of a cringy topic, I suppose. Cringy people that I'm speaking of. And that's all these Maduro-loving, like, far leftists that keep trying to, like, meme and shill all over the internet. Like, a couple of them were on my video about Maduro and the possible coup there. And it would be a coup, but, you know, one I could support. I've seen them shilling elsewhere, like, you know, I get threads on 4chan and bullshit. They're like, oh my goodness. You are a neocon if you... The big thing is you're a neocon if you want Maduro ousted, including by his own people. Like, his own people rise up and they're like, fucking enough is enough because the country's dysfunctional, we're getting rid of him, you know, bye-bye, opposition's in control. The fact that the opposition is still leftist escapes the notice of these people, so you know, some of these people, I would not be surprised. I kid you not, because governments do this all the time. Like, you know, everyone admits Russia does this all the time, which is actually true. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are actually paid to do that, like Maduro pays them. It wouldn't be hard, you know, considering the fact that he's got all the money in the world, and, you know, people there are willing to work for, like, a few dollars a day. Like, that'd buy you everything in the government-run store, because, you know, there is nothing there. It's like, okay, did you like to buy the pile of dust? You can buy that. You'll still have enough to buy some sawdust as well, but if you want the sawdust, you're not going to be able to get this piece of rotten apple, so maybe you just want to eat the rotten apple and give the dust to your kids or something. I suppose you can raise a snake farm. A little biblical reference there. No. It's funny because the things that they post are like so incoherent, stupid, and it's like, like in the thread I saw yesterday, so someone was making like 7 or 8 different claims about my opinions on Venezuela, and every single one of them was actually false. Like, and if someone watched my video, they would know that. It was like, well, he supports killing Maduro and invasion by U.S. forces and, you know, robbing them of their oil and stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, I think this person might be on a proxy. I'm thinking to myself, this person, if they were being forthcoming about their location, would it be Caracas? I think it probably... Maybe it's Maduro himself. Maybe he goes and shitposts online, I don't know. I just thought that was funny. It's just a little bit of a funny aside. You've got to understand, some people think that this doesn't happen, that there's no such thing as a paid poster. They're like, oh, well, you're just butthurt that someone disagrees with you. If there's a reason for it to be done, it will be done. We already know that political parties here and abroad pay people to do various things. We already know that. The lamestream media is just simply fixated on one country, which is Russia, to the exclusion of all others, because they're being disingenuous, using that to prop up their censorship-loving witch hunt so they can make more money. The fact that I don't want to see Venezuela invaded doesn't mean I'm like, well, you know, I don't like war, I don't like foreign intervention, so Maduro can stay. No, so fuck Maduro. Maduro's a terrible leader. Look at the state of Venezuela as it is. The fact that you've got groups of fucking hundreds of thousands, millions of people protesting and picketing. You've got violence on a day-to-day basis. You have chronic shortages that even the Venezuelan media is willing to admit to. Oh wait, Maduro just made sure that the one non-state-run newspaper in the country just shut down. Yeah, that's not a sign of tyranny at all. Meanwhile, these people will say, like, the U.S. is so tyrannical. That's funny. I had enough to eat last night. I can defend myself. I can say pretty much whatever the fucking goddamn hell I want, and be aided by Silicon Valley billionaires in doing so, so long as I don't transgress certain boundaries that I don't think should exist. Like, I'm a free speech absolutist, but, you know, it's certainly better than Venezuela, where someone breaks in your door and beats you over the head for saying that Maduro sucks. Oh wait, that certainly happens here if you're an enemy of the left-wing regime. Maybe Antifa comes to your home, like they did with Tucker Carlson or whatever, and tried to break in and kill his wife or something. Yeah, he should be like, okay, you're carrying a street sweeper now, sweetie. It's gonna be a real fun time. Next time they show up, don't worry. You know, I'm rich, so I can afford the defense lawyer team. You know. The fact that I don't want Venezuela invaded or its people abused and have called for benevolence shown towards them. If Maduro's ousted, the best thing we can do is forgive as much debt as possible and pump the country with investment so the economy can stabilize. I happen to believe in an American hemisphere of peace and cooperation and togetherness, not one in which there are these regimes that are fucking around their people. That being said, though, if Maduro suddenly gets hanged by his own people, or his military decides to say, well, no, he's not legitimate, he can't govern, and what the fuck are we supposed to do? There's no economy, and they say, okay, your time is up, we're not backing you. That's you know, who cares if the CIA supposedly is involved? What, they're capable of doing a good thing once in a while other than snort cocaine? It is possible. It's like, yes, I oppose war and interventionism, therefore I'm a great lover of Nicolas Maduro. Are you nuts? The illiterate bus driver who can't manage the economy of a country that has more fucking oil than any other country in the world and it's still totally destitute? It's really funny when they use the fact that there's no longer any independent media in the country to claim that every story about Venezuela is false. And they were trying to like connect it to Gaddafi, and I'm thinking, nobody is calling for running a no-fly zone over Venezuela. If the U.S. government were to greenlight such a thing, I would oppose it. I'd say, what the fuck are you doing? You're going to get people on Maduro's side because they'll think, oh my god, the great Satan's here, they're going to steal our oil. No, I oppose that completely. Seeing the Maduro shills try to jump down my throat, it's like, you're out of your league, dude. That's about all. Peace out.